Hello, beautiful people. It is your girl, Miss Charlotte. If this is your first time visiting my platform or ever seeing my face, thank you and welcome. I like to talk about our issues, because we all have them. How we deal with our issues, that is truly the difference. And I wanted to come on here really quick. Just finished doing a walk. Really nice walk with a friend. We did like 4 miles, and I went to pick up some groceries. And I just wanted to talk to you guys really quickly about how important communication is, and how lack of communication could really bring about a false experience. And that false experience can shape and form your perspective on a lot of different things. So here's what happened, and this happens to all of us. We give it and we receive it, but what we need to do moving forward is communicate better. So the grocery lines, since COVID, they have it to where the line kind of happens in the aisle. Some people follow it, some people don't. Sometimes you look up and the cashier has nobody in their line, but maybe you didn't see the person standing in the aisle because they're not close to the register like it used to be, close to the conveyor belt. So that happened to me. Saw a line, maybe let's say number 14 with some people in there, and then I saw number 15 and I didn't see anybody behind the lady. So of course I jump into the line. Then I hear some conversation. Now I've seen these same gentlemen. There was 2 gentlemen that was together. I've seen them. We nodded, acknowledged each other, and then it was another gentleman that I didn't see. But the 2 gentlemen that I have seen throughout my shopping experience, nodding, being polite, we're being polite to one another. I heard them say, "Wow," huh. And I heard the gentleman say, "I know." And then I heard somebody say, "It's a woman's world." And it was like funny, sarcastic. And then I was like, So I turned around, of course, to make sure. I was like, did I just do something? Did something just happen? So I turned around and I saw a gentleman carrying a big box of cupcakes. And he was with his, I assume, son, but he was with a younger, little guy. And I said, "Oh, is everything okay? Did I just skip you or something?" And then he was like, "Oh, well, yeah, I was like, "Oh, I am so sorry. I am not in a rush." Grabbed my stuff, started proceeding to get behind. I was like, "Come on." He was like, "Oh, I'm not in a rush either." I said, "Listen, I am not in a rush. I did not see you. It's all good." So I made sure that he got in front of me. Now, because of this conversation he just had with these guys, I guess he's like, "Wow." And I was like, I honestly just didn't see you, and I had no problem. So I got behind him, and he was like, "Well, I said, "I thought I heard something, and when I heard woman, I was like, I better check to make sure I didn't do anything." He said, "Oh yeah, they was just making a joke." I was like, "Cool, no problem." Those guys kept going, of course. So if I had not communicated, then their narrative would have been, "Oh, it's a woman's world, women just do whatever they want." They perceived me a certain way, and they could have taken that narrative on and just let it grow. The young man who had an attitude when I turned around, he was pissed, the young man. I don't know if he was already pissed or if he was just hungry or if he just wanted them cupcakes, but he was already pissed. And when the guy said, "I'm not in a rush," I made a joke. I said, "Well, the young man looks like he's ready to eat those cupcakes, so I think you better get in front of me." And we kind of chuckled on that. And the little boy kind of looked like, oh, because of course the little boy, I think he had an attitude because of the adults made a kind of a scene of what I did as disrespectful. They felt that I was being disrespectful and or selfish or rude. I don't know what their perspective was. As you know, we do it too. When we see somebody, we just assume they saw us, and we just assume that they're being disrespectful and rude to us, instead of speaking up and saying, "Excuse me, I know you probably didn't see me, or did you see me, but you just skipped me. There's nothing wrong with saying that. Sometimes when that happens to me, I do say it, and I've learned to say it in a more respectful way and not an assuming way. I try to say, excuse me, ma'am, or excuse me, sir. I don't know if you noticed or not, but I was here waiting. And then, you know, the communication. That's where the communication lacked. Instead of these guys joking and making an assumption that it's a woman's world, he could have simply said, excuse me, ma'am, I was in the aisle. Maybe you didn't see me, but you skipped me. It would have been fine. But had I not taken the time to be nosy, first of all, okay, let's keep it 100. When I heard it's a woman's world, I was like, okay, who they talking about? Okay, and it was me. So when I realized that, I was like, oh, wait, hold on. It ain't even like that. When he's like, you know, we made a joke. He's like, it's a woman's world. And I was like, no. And I made sure to look at the young man. I said, no, it's not like that at all. My apologies. I didn't see you. I have no problem. And I got behind him. I saw the little man's demeanor change. And I saw him kind of look at me a couple of times. And I think it helped him to understand we're all human and we make mistakes. So what I hope is that that young man doesn't go in this world with a false experience, thinking that women are rude. It's a woman's world. They will skip you. They will not see you. And the reason why I say that is because we were all the same color. This whole black man, black woman narrative, the divide, it's very serious in our community. And that little experience right there could really mold and shape a young mind for the wrong reasons. So I wanted to make a video about it just in case this ever happens to you. Communicate. Just take a moment to communicate. Don't be so quick to be defensive. Don't be so quick to assume a false experience. At the end of the day, he went his way, I went my way. He turned around, he gave me a nod, I gave him a nod. And I think moving forward, maybe he'll be like, wow, I won't just assume. But there's definitely was something going on with them to say, oh, it's a, you know, it's a woman's world. Maybe they didn't mean it in a mean way, but it definitely caught my attention. So the next time you're in the grocery store and someone skips you, just communicate and make sure that they were aware, because they probably weren't aware. Now, I'll leave you with this last part because this was really funny. The line that I was in before, a man, a white man, did the same thing. He jumped thinking that it was open, and it was a Spanish guy that was behind him. And when he saw his attitude, he's like, oh, I'm sorry. And then he jumped behind me. And I said, don't worry, I just did the same thing to him. And we all kind of chuckled about it. And it calmed the Spanish man down, because now the Spanish man knows that the white man did not mean to jump in front of him. So just a little real life experience with racism, how we see things, how we judge things, you know, when it's among our own community, when it's other races, we just jump so quick to the negative. Let's try harder to jump to just understanding and not assuming. Because remember, assume is you make an ass out of you and me. So anyway, about to get my butt home and wash this workout off. If you understand where I'm coming from, give me a thumbs up. And if you don't, it's okay. Give me a thumbs down. It's all good. We can always agree to disagree. And I just hope that everybody involved in this little incident today, I hope everybody just have a better day. All right, you know what to do. Subscribe to my channel. Follow me on Instagram and Facebook, and share this video. Please share my videos.